Hello, Mr. Fry's Algebra 1B. I'm looking at your Quiz 5-2. Got a couple of clarifications for you. You're only to do the odd numbered ones, so don't worry about the even numbers today. So, taking a look at question number 1, we're to solve the system by graphing. So you can see here where I changed this. I want to change these both into slope-intercept form so it's easier to graph them. So I changed this one here to get the y by itself. And then I don't want to know what negative y is, so I get rid of the negative. I have to change the signs on the other side too when I do that. It actually comes up to y equals x plus 9. Okay, and then the second one, to get the y by itself, I get rid of the 3x by subtracting 3x from both sides. And then I divide everything by 4. So I get y equals negative 3 over 4x plus 2, because 8 divided by 4 is 2. So these are the two equations that I have to graph. I have them written a little bit neater here. Graph these equations. Remember, this is your y-intercept. This is your y-intercept. This is your slope. It's a slope of 1. This is a slope of negative 3, 4. So it's going to go down 3 over 4 from this y-intercept. Okay? Where they intersect is going to be somewhere over here. And that's going to be the solution for number 1. Number 2. Number 3. We're not doing the even ones. We are to solve the system by substitution. So what I did was I got the y by itself. That was the easiest thing to do. So I just subtracted 3x from both sides. I take this value and I plug it in for y so that I can only be working with, so that I'm only working with, so I'm only working with x's because y equals this. So now I'm solving for just the x's. So it should look like this to start off. Once you figure out your x value, plug that into one of these problems for the x and work it out and solve for your y. So you can get both coordinates, your x and your y. For number 5, this problem, I'm going to change the bottom so that I can use the elimination method. And so I'm going to multiply everything down here by a negative 1. So it just changes all of the signs. So I'm going to have x minus x. That's why I did it, because these cancel. And then I'm going to have my 4y equals 32. Okay? Now I'm just going to take 32 and divide by 4 to get my y. Whatever that y equals, plug it back into, I would do this first one. Plug that back in. So it's going to be, x plus whatever your y equals, equal to 3. And then just take 3 minus that, whatever that y equals, and that will give you your x value. So you can list your x and y for number 5. Now for number 7, hopefully you're pausing this as we move forward. Solve by substitution or elimination and clearly give your answer. So I have 2 times a number added to another is 25. So 2 times a number added to another is 25. And then 3 times the first number minus the second number is 20. So 3 times the first number minus the second equals 20. So this is already set up for elimination. So, these would cancel out and you would have 5x equals 45, right? So go ahead and solve for x. Just divide both sides by 5. That's what x equals. Then go ahead and plug it into either one of these. If you plug it into the first one, whether that equals 2 times whatever that equals, plus y equals 25. Go ahead and take 25 minus whatever this ended up being, the 2 times that, and you'll get what your y equals. So that will give you your x and your y. For number 9, Disney held a breakfast for parents and their children to eat with Mickey Mouse. So adult tickets cost $17.95. So I have $17.95 times x, because we don't know how many parents, adults, I guess I should say, are getting that. And children's tickets are $12.95, so I have plus $12.95y, and they made 7,355, so that equals 7,355. And there was a total of 500 people that attended. So, you know, there's some adults and some children, and there's altogether 500. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use substitution. I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to just figure out what x equals, and whatever x equals, I'm going to plug it into this one. Okay, so my x equals, I just subtract y from both sides, so I have negative y plus 500. Okay, so I plug that into my x value. So it's going to look like this, 17.95. What does x equal? It equals this, negative y plus 500. Plus 1295y equals 7,355. All right. Now, I started to do this distributive property for somebody, and I could take you one more step closer because I didn't know what 17.95 times 500 equals 8975. So that's plus 8975. And then you have plus 1295y equals 7355. So you're just going to combine like terms, isolate the variable, solve for y. Once you figure out what y equals, plug that back into this problem and take 500 minus that, and you'll figure out what your x equals. Okay. Remember, you're only doing the odds. Those are the only ones that you're doing, and hopefully this helps.